Welcome back from the break. We are still here with Meteos, but we're going to move on from the current happenings in the League of Legends world to talk about him with what's going on in his personal life. So tell me, we talked a little bit, it's the off season, you're mostly relaxing. What are you up to day to day? Streaming mostly?
Day to day, I'd say it's, a lot of streaming and just hanging out with my friends. There's a lot of people I don't get to hang out with that much during the season due to how busy it is. So I can catch up with them and that kind of stuff.
You seen any good movies recently?
I actually haven't seen that many movies. I watched Kung Fu Panda 3 on Netflix the other day.
Wow, dude. Killing it.
Tight.
It's pretty good.
There's some good ones out right now. I'd encourage you to go outside a little bit more.
I'll consider it.
Outside so you can go back inside? And go
Yeah, I
somewhere?
mean, it looks like he goes outside for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tell me a little bit about how you got into gaming as a kid, because some people come from different ones. We talked to Crumbs last week, and he used to be a sailor, so I don't know if you have some crazy background.
I wouldn't say I have too crazy of a background. Always played some games, First one was probably like Donkey Kong on Game Boy. Then I think in elementary school, I got involved with Blizzard games like Diablo 1, Warcraft 2, that kind of stuff. And I'd say up until middle school, I kind of had a relatively normal life. I went outside, played sports. Then that's when WoW hit. Started playing WoW and it was over. Just kind of played a lot of games since then, and then eventually switched to League after WoW. So been gaming pretty hard since then.
So one of the things about you is that you're one of those like normal queue heroes where like apparently you were just like super high rated and you played against like a lot of pro players but only in normal queue. How much of that story is like true, and like then how did you transition into the competitive scene afterwards?
It's fairly true. I actually never played ranked for a really long time just because me and my friends always considered it too try hard. Normals were a lot more fun, could just mess around. And I only started playing ranked because my normal queues got too long. It was like 30 minutes in a solo normal queue. And then there was some site where you could look up your normal elo back then, and mine was like 10th highest in the world, which was strange to me because I never thought I was good. I was like, that's interesting.
You didn't notice that you were like winning a lot?
I played with a lot of my friends, and I don't know, I never really thought about winning. I just liked playing. So, yeah.
So then after you found out that you were 10th rated in the world and had long queue times, you just decided to start queuing up, and is that how you met like the rest of the C9 guys, or how did that all happen?
Okay, so I had a friend named Nothing Here that played normals with us. He was like 2,300 rated in Season 2, which was very high considering the rest of us were like unranked usually. I don't know why he even played with us, but he did. And so there was a point when I started playing ranked and I got up to like 1,900, which was plat, which was actually the highest back then. And he was in a slump where he fell down to like 2,000 rated. And he's like, you know what, let's just duo for the fun of it. So me and him started doing, and then we actually climbed to like top 10 in ranked, which was like around 2,700. So that's sort of where I first started getting noticed, just being really high rated in solo queue. And then there was this weekly tournament called Go for LOL that I played in with a bunch of my friends. We called ourselves like Team Normal Stars because we just played normal games. We didn't really like ranked that much. And we won a few of them and then eventually got invited to an MLG online kind of tournament, and that's where we first played against Cloud9, and I met them there.
Oh, okay. So then you kind of joined up over the course of, different tournaments and things like that, and eventually you made your way through the challenger scene into the LCS, and there's been a lot of talk recently about relegations and should it stay, should it go, a lot of the communities against it, often citing Cloud9 as like this paragon of what relegations can be. Like, what's your interpretation of like your own kind of story and how it ties into relegations?
Well, I think personally, because I've been a pro so long, relegations can be pretty stressful. There was a period where we were like 9th place at one point during the season, and then it's just really stressful because it's like, if we finish 10th, especially when auto relegation was a thing, it's like, all right, we're just gone if we get 10th place. And I know it's probably a lot bigger deal for the other teams because Cloud9, has traditionally done pretty well in LCS. So I wouldn't really mind more stability just because as a pro player, this is kind of like my job, my lifestyle, my future, and I would like to know that if I have like a bad split, I'm not just gone.
Right, and are you concerned at all, because this is what a lot of people are concerned about, is that like if there's no relegations, everyone's going to just mail it in and be like, yeah, man, going to cash those LCS checks, that fat 1,200 a split, or 12,000 a split, whatever it is. Like, do you think that's the kind of thing that is actually going to happen, or is it just totally ridiculous?
I would be pretty surprised if teams just like kick back, like, all right, boys, no more relegations. We're sailing through 10th place. I really just don't think that would happen. You know, everyone who makes it to the pro level is competitive. You know, you want to win. And these organizations, they want to win too. They're not spending all this money, getting gaming houses, paying salaries, finding sponsors and whatnot just to, you know, be like, hey, you want to sponsor our 10th place team? We go 0-18 every split.
Yeah, our fans hate us because we don't care. Like, I don't see how it could possibly work, really.
It seems like a complete misunderstanding of the competitive mindset, right? Like a pro player, they want to win no matter what. They worked their asses off to get to this point, right? Like, why would you want to lose once you get there?
I don't know. I don't think it's really that valid of a concern. Probably from the viewer standpoint, they like seeing people's dreams get crushed. They like seeing people lose 3-2 in relegation. But I think from a pro player standpoint, which I guess is probably biased, I would prefer to not have to deal with that.
Right, and of course you also have gone through a period of like when you weren't enjoying the pro experience that much and you went to streaming, then you bounced back. Was that something that like really helped you refresh your mind, or was it just kind of you didn't like personally that team and you just wanted to separate from it? Was it more like introspective or more kind of like out on the team?
I think a lot of it was introspective. It was super stressful, that one split before I stopped playing, and yeah, I just wasn't really enjoying it. Throughout my entire career, I've normally liked scrimming, you know, playing with my friends, working as a team to improve, but that split, it was just kind of like every day felt like a drag. When scrims would get canceled, I would like find myself getting excited like a snow day.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's really a good thing. And I noticed my own play was declining too. I was losing confidence in my abilities. So I just wanted to take a step back, and streaming was just a good alternative because it's something I've always really enjoyed, but just didn't really have time for because it can be pretty hard when you're playing at the same time. So it was just a good way to step back, like take a breather, refresh, and then come back.
Great. Well, thanks for that insight. Now we're going to move into what is probably my favorite and most likely the least favorite for the guests, where we pull up old clips from their history. So the first one we're going to look at for you isn't actually even League of Legends related, but kind of more your on-camera personality. So let's take a look.
Hey YouTube, I'm William.
And I'm Edward.
And we're
The Trombonist Brothers.
This is our first video on YouTube.
just, like, dying
Basically,
inside when you
we're
see this.
two aspiring trombone performers.
You're proud of
We're
it.
gonna
don't care
share a little
anymore.
bit of what we know with you guys in case
Are
any
we
of
watching
you
this whole
are
thing?
struggling.
I don't think so. I think it's cut up.
All right, so I'm a little nervous. This is our first video. It's
Were
basically
you
to show
actually
you
nervous?
warm-ups on trombones, what can really help you play better and breathe better. All right, so first we're gonna start with reaching our right hand
still playing?
over and stretching.
So this
not
is
sure
really
about-
good for just like your
What
forearm.
do you play then?
Helps you lift
play
your
bassoon.
trombone.
You play the
Do
bassoon?
other
I mean, I
forearm
don't
stuff.
currently play it, but that's what I mostly played.
Then we're gonna switch to the
Really?
left.
Helps you get your other arm ready. Don't want your right arm being any better than your left.
This is called the Superman. Basically, you grab your foot and you put your arm in the
This
air,
is some high quality tips.
and go like this.
Yeah, if you want to get in
Ba,
the marching
ba,
band,
ba,
go
ba,
farther.
down, ba, 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 down, ba, 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 touch the ground.
And when you say touch the ground, you touch the ground with your hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it in this video.
classic.
so
I would hope
it's
so.
that weird.
Man, this is
And then you
insightful
switch other
stuff.
one. Ba, 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 down, ba, 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 down, ba, 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 touch the ground.
I think I would probably fall on the face. You'd probably just fall over.
So how did like that video come about? Like you said you were actually a marching band, and then you guys just wanted to make a stupid YouTube video, or like
All right, so it's kind of weird. The story is, so for band in school, I played the bassoon, right? Which is like a big woodwind instrument, and you can't actually march with bassoon because it's like a double reed instrument. It just doesn't work. But to be in any band other than the worst band in school, you had to do marching band. So I played trombone, and I was awful at it, and everyone in band knew it, and I just did not care about marching band at all. And but they kind of tolerated me because I was good at bassoon, and they needed me for their like symphonic band.
right?
So it was kind of like a satire video because we would always, me and this guy, his real name's Andrew, but he goes by Andrew, real name Edward, it was just a troll video at the time. People in band thought it was funny because it's like, why would these guys ever try making a terrible educational video? So it was just like a joke. And then I remember it was like probably a couple years into being a pro player, like I just saw a random tweet linking me the video and I was like, oh shit. Like, I messaged the guy, I was like, do you still have the login info for that YouTube account? Like, we should take this down. And we just could not find it. And the next day, it was like posted on Reddit or something, or I don't know, everyone just started seeing it. And I was pretty embarrassed at first because I was like, wow, that's really bad. It's super cringe. But I mean, I'm kind of numb to it at this point. I don't really care. It's just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got 200,000 views on it or something insane. This next clip is another classic out of you, but this one is more game related, so let's take a look.
Yo, just killing.
I'm taking a hit.
Yo, keep going. I got shot in 7. Double.
So what is like, I mean, I think a lot of pro players like substitute names for abilities. Is this like, this is a word that you guys use like nonstop for Elise Cocoon, right?
Yeah, it's just, I thought that's what it was called.
You like actually like read the tooltip and you thought it said that?
Yeah, I'm not good at reading.
Yeah, we
established that.
Yeah. The last clip is a little bit about after the game and your personality when you win.
Cloud9 puts another 28.5-minute average game in their book, being the team, I think, to do that just the most in the LCS as well.
And let me just reiterate once again, the engage from Ash, this is the reason why.
Do you like practice that kind of stuff? Like,
That was a little too smooth, yeah.
it's like the kind of thing where like you see like a football player get a touchdown and they start doing some ridiculous like 20-second dance. It's not as ridiculous, of course, it's like 2 seconds. But is this something you're like, yeah, next time I win, I'm gonna like pop off a little bit?
I actually don't remember. I remember I saw something where someone went like that, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll do that one time. Just because normally when we'd win and walk from front of the camera, like Sneaky would go like this or something, and I did that sometimes, and I was like, I don't want to copy Sneaky.
So, yeah,
and
come up with your own.
yeah, I just thought it'd be like kind of funny thing to do, and I guess it was taken as like pretty cocky, which it's whatever.
Yeah. Do you think like the LCS is missing a little bit of that kind of cockiness that like, yeah, we just won, I'm gonna like, you know, brush my shoulders off, that kind of thing? Do you think the LCS could use more of it? Because right now it's like that standard like go for a handshake, walk around the front, give your high fives. It's like too formulaic.
I think that just the community doesn't really support that kind of like cocky sort of like any kind of arrogance. Just gets shut down really hard because it's a little bit different from here as opposed to normal sports where, you know, pro players in normal sports don't care about Reddit. They like, you can say whatever you want about them. They're making 50 million a year. They've got like tons of money and stuff to do.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing doesn't matter. But for league players, you know, like I think every pro player goes on Reddit. And so if everyone on Reddit hates you, it's not really a good time. So it really kind of promotes the like modesty. And I think most pros don't really want to be like too outspoken because anytime you talk shit or something, like if you ever have a bad game, you know it's just going to all come crashing down.
There's going to be some gif of you doing that exact thing or
yeah,
whatever.
so I think that fans kind of like it, but they also at the same time like discourage it.
You have been jungling for a long time, been in the pro scene for a while, and so we want to get your opinion on some of the things that are coming into the next season, specifically the plants. So some people have been very outspoken, they don't like the plants. I think you're more of the opinion you enjoy them, right?
I think plants are a lot of fun. The only downside about them is that they kind of replaced the smite buffs, which I also liked. So I don't know why we couldn't have both, but I think that the plants do equalize a lot of things in the game because they can be used in a lot of different ways. And I really enjoy things that have multiple uses. So like the blast plant, say you're playing a champion who can't jump over walls. There's a blast plant like right next to the dragon pit so you can jump over the wall. And every jungler gets access to the same gank routes basically. So I think that's a cool thing. You know, blast plants can be used in combat to like knock someone back towards you, to jump away yourself. The vision one, I think that one's kind of weird because it shows the other team when you use it.
Right.
So like they know what you swept and they see you do it. So I think I don't know why the other team should be able to see that. But the region one's cool too. So I've been having a lot of fun with the plants, especially the blasting one, and I think it's a cool addition to the game.
Right. Of course, there were a couple other big changes in the jungle. They changed some camps to have like extra raptors, Razorbeaks, and the Krugs like break in half and stuff now, as well as changing the jungle respawn timers. So they got a lot longer. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that the respawn timer is a good change because on the old jungler, it was really punishing to do anything other than just clear your jungle over and over. So stuff like Hecarim was really strong just because he would get extremely over-leveled by doing efficient clears, and then you would basically clear your jungle and have like one opportunity to gank without falling behind. And if you got like a double kill, you would just be 3 levels up on everyone the whole game. And now that the timers are longer, it gives you more opportunity to go for plays, less rewarded for doing nothing but AFK farming. So it makes you just interact with the map a bit more. And I think that's a lot of fun.
So you're stoked to finally get a chance to gank every once in a while. So
Yeah, I'm considering trying it for the first time.
it's probably smart.
I hear it's a good thing. It can win you some games. Anyways, thank you for joining me, sharing your thoughts on the new patch. That's going to do it for us here at Late Night League. Coming up next is Tilted. Taylor Cocke and I will be joining them, the regular crew, to give our thoughts on various esports topics, so check that out. That's going to do it for all of us here at Late Night League. Have a good afternoon.